Oh, this thing is gonna make me go live before I'm even ready. Okay, greetings. This is Grandmaster Amon Ra. Oh no, it didn't tell me the regular marks here. It just says now I'm live. Today's show is called The Landscape is Heating Up. I know it's very early in the morning for the rest of the world. Dollar bill, wow. Okay, well, you working late hours? I worked the third shift for most of my life in corporate America. It's only 15 years. I'm waiting to see. There seems to be some hesitation. I checked out the Blexit video. You can't, when they don't start you off, if you're not following the whole story through, when you walk into the middle of something, you're not sure what's going on. And basically, I think she found out that the government, 6:30 in the morning, if she found out that the government of the Gambia was introducing a law that would make them have to leave the country if they didn't turn over the land or whatever businesses they were doing to the Gambia. It only, I don't want to be like the devil person here, but I told you, just going to small countries, it's the same with Ghana. You can't really start a business on your own in Ghana unless you got a Ghanaian business partner. And even with that, you still have to pay 100,000 US dollars to license up a business and start a business in the country. Now, in my 20 plus years of being in Africa, they usually do that because they know you're not going to really start up a business. They think you got this energy, drive, and a little bit of money, and so they try to give you these phenomenal license fees. So you pay that, and then once you pay it, then you go into the business and you realize that there's no business, because you can't really run a business without people. And when you walk through these small countries on the main streets, what you don't see is people. Like in Nigeria, they got a lot of concentration of people in those areas. There is where you can try to do business, but all those millions of people is already hustling. So they really see you try to start something new, and a lot of people are Nigerians are experienced with things that are coming up new. They try to regulate the business. You can start up a small lemonade stand off the edge of a bridge, and you're doing booming business, and then here come the police to tell you if you don't have a license, you can't do this business. And then how much is the license? The license is like 1 month of worth of the money you would make, and you're like, damn, do you decide to pay it or not? And you might make a deal and then pay a little bit and continue, but then you're gonna have to be on shaky ground. So that is some of the things that happen in African countries, and that part is still running around there. I don't know why everything is locked. Can you hear me, Dollar Bill? Can you see me? Okay, this whole message is probably too big. Well, okay. Why isn't it? I've chunked off too much more than I can chew. The supporting the show, to support this show. Okay. I'm trying to send a message out. Okay, it was too big for the first part. All right, so I want to put the shout out to Doron Tate, uh, Shaid Mohamed Hafidh, Brian Gulley, Kenyatta Hattie, Ashley Loren, and Reberta Green. I really appreciate your support for the channel. You know that we're doing this African Super Chat way, and Super Chat takes 30%. So when you Super Chat, over 30% of that money goes to YouTube, and then you tax 100% on the money that the person has sent, even though they take 30%. It's weird, and it's coming. The IRS is looking into that. That's a big amount of money that's going around on these chats. They're just gonna figure out a way to connect you with it, and wow. Some of you guys that are chatting, that are supporting the channel, like Brian, Kenyatta, actually, and Reberta, you have invested in Africa. For once, the money you sent out is not going to the United States; it's coming over into Africa, and it's really being put to use and being a big help. So, again, I thank you guys for your support. I think I put your information in the comment section, and I'm gonna put it also there too. So yeah, I've been Patreon. You'll be paying the 1090 form will surprise you. Let's say even if you had a really successful show for a full year, you'd be surprised that you gotta pay taxes on that money. So I'm way over here in Africa. I've been doing business for a long time. I know how the tax system goes in the U.S. and I know how it goes in Kenya. This is simply you sending money to my wife in support of her man's doing the show. Let's just say it like that. So they're always going to come up with something. Really can't defeat them. They'll either cut off the channel or other things that they may do to reduce this. But you see, this is unique. Like my other content friends is laughing at me because I'm holding up a paper saying donate like this, and they're telling me I'm in. Why don't you just get monetized? Why don't you just do that? Why don't you? Because they would take away my power, because they would use that monetization to dictate what I can say and what I can't say, So right now, I'm sure they're trying to figure out how we're doing it, and they have blocked us on several other ways. But I'm not going to go the traditional way. I'm just not the traditional type of guy, and it's just an ongoing battle. Until I die, I'm ready. And, what they're going to do to me. Am I ever going to get my Social Security money? Little that is there, who knows? Probably not. But if I have to visit the American embassy, are they going to release me and let me leave, or are they going to fly me on a secret jet, put me in in a hole somewhere, saying I'm a terrorist? This is the kind of things that you worry about as a black man that's trying to give out some proper information. But we're gonna keep on rolling. So I appreciate you guys that are there coming in this early in the morning. You can see how beautiful the picture is. Sunny, when it's sunny outside. Usually I'm doing it later in the afternoon. This is going to be just a short video. First of all, I wanted to thank the supporters. Again, Doron Tate is one of our greatest supporters. You guys He's always supporting the channel, and I may not have been here if it wasn't for his continual support. It really, really, really inspires me to keep on making this. And we want to keep new people to also support the channel. If you've never invested in Africa before, imagine what you would be doing. That's exactly what you would be doing. And sending a statement to the United States that you're not going to spend all your money in a country that is going to whoop your ass for 400 years. You can send it out, and then it can be given out to help other people get information about modern Africa. Shaid Mohamed Hafidh, I think he's a new supporter. I really appreciate that. Brian Gulley, he's a continuous supporter. Gulley, I appreciate what you've done to support the channel. Kenyatta Hattie, I think you're new. Thank you for the super chat, but we need to do it on a regular basis, not every show, but like if you miss like 5 shows, and say, "Hey, let me throw the brother $5." That this is appreciated. Ashley Loren, she's a continuous supporter. And I appreciate that. And Reberta Green, she's a first-time supporter. Appreciate that so much. Now, remember that when you send a donation here, don't feel bad. That money is like tripling in value. So it's not like when you send $12 to somebody in the U.S. show, you super chat, and then 30% of the money is gone, and then they get another part that get taxed, and then that money is then fed into the same system that is, basically giving us the rawest deal on the face of the planet as Black people, and the situations is changing, the landscape is changing. Prominent Black leaders are now with Boyce Lydell being a prominent Black leader coming over into Africa. People gonna shut up about that nonsense. Boyce Lydell heard him say that people are writing hate videos on Africa because he came to Africa. And we have to. Oh, is there gonna be some food? Yes. You see, I'm at work and my daughter is bringing me my lunch at 2:30. Wow, thank you. Okay. Say hi.
Hi.
Well, you didn't bring me no drink. Go get me a what? Oh, see, she can read my mind. Okay. And you sat here and while I was talking and then you drank my water earlier today. Give me a water too. Yeah. A nice cold one, huh? You see, this is just the life in Africa. And even if it wasn't my kid, if it was another kid, somebody else's kid just playing around here, I can just send them to the store for me. And they'd be like, automatic because that's what kids do. Now, they don't supposed to get paid money, but unfortunately, I'm from America. I like to give my daughter like a few points when she does a job for me. So don't think I'm slaving her. She's a paid worker. Anyway, I don't want to get off track here, and I really didn't think I was going to get people in the chat line. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm creating that database, and I don't know if you can see the thumbnail for this one. It's about the trip. We're having a trip coming in 2020. It's a martial art trip. It's separate from this show. But what I'm getting is several, I would say like 5 of you, that are asking, saying, I want to go on this trip in 2020. And it's about my martial art instructor, the man who taught me, said he wants to come to Kenya. He wants to die in Kenya. And I had not been talking to him about going to Kenya. But, he just called me on the phone one day and told me that's what he wanted to do. And I was like, well, how? So immediately I took over and we developed a trip. I got my great assistant. I'm back working with him. He's got a master's degree in business, Keith Young. He was the one that helped me start the 109 school, and I would not have been able to do it without his support and continued support and discipline and taking care of business. This is what you need. People like him are so valuable. And then I just love him just to be around him. You know what I mean? We click. We know. We get along so well. And it's a shame that we missed a 20-year, 24-year period without seeing each other. But I can tell you that when we finally talked again, it was just like we never missed a day. And I, for one, want people like that in my life. And he has uh, agreed and is going for the trip. He sees the beauty of the. He never was on Facebook until I showed him the other day. Now, when on Facebook, he starts to see. You really can't tell how the scope and how large the martial arts is in Kenya, what we're talking about. But anyway, he's the coordinator in the United States, and I'll be doing the coordinating here in out of Kenya. Now, it's a two-pronged trip. The black belts in Kenya and the black Kenyan martial artists, Kempo martial artists, have decided to rally together, and they're going to really support Mr. Mohamed on the trip. And they're putting together an itinerary for him as far as the martial art is concerned. Now, I have done these trips before. I have sent Americans to the United States, and I brought Americans to Kenya. But it wasn't really on the trip of the business side of and the fun side of coming to Kenya. But in the wake of what's going on in Ghana, how the blacks are losing money, they're paying massive amount of money for a tour, and then they go down into the dungeons, and then they're being told that this dungeon is where the Africans went out, and this, that. We don't know the real story, but that's what they've been told. And they sit down and cry and get all emotional because they can see, like, oh, this is where my ancestors left and was stolen over into America. Well, they don't fail to tell you that we got the same castles all through East Africa also. Blacks were sold into slavery, and they built, the Spanish and the Arabs built castles, fought each other over the commodity of people and the labor force here in Mombasa. So that, coupled with the fact that we've got so many natural beauties here, so many different attractions, and then on the fact that Kenya is the business hub of the East and Central African area. So it's not between Kenya and South Africa. Kenya is in the middle, and all major corporations, including the United Nations, they had their headquarters here. And a lot of people don't know this. The business activity in Kenya is phenomenal. It's always busy. But right now they're saying that there's a low. So people are saying there's no money. And then they're saying next week, then they're saying there's money. You can kind of feel in Kenya, it's funny. You can feel when there's money, and you can feel when there's lack of money. So recently they changed the currency they changed 1,000 shilling notes to a different type of note. And they're saying that that's one of the reasons why people are saying not doing business as briskly as they were doing 2, 3, 4 months ago. But I've been in economies where I've seen them start to grow and back, and these are just the growing pains, where one area is lacking in business, another area is booming. Like sales of drinks and water is booming in Kenya, and the tea section is just off the chain now. Export is there. But local trade and investment is a little bit low. And so therefore the local businesses are not getting the customers that they want. People are not spending money during this holiday the way they did last year. So, but the point of it is that there's always business. Now I own businesses. My wife runs a business, and I can look at the local area community and see how it runs based on what she tells me how many customers she had in a day. And so she's not like out of business at all, but we want to go up, and then sometimes it starts to go down. So I'm giving you the facts and the reality of it, the good and the bad. And you see, look at that. Yeah. Wow. Mind you are just like that. Oh, that's my change. Okay, you keep that. Thank you. And uh, I'm coming home early. And yeah, so I don't want people to think that I try to glorify Kenya. Yeah, this one's good. Ooh, that's good. And say that I'm only telling you the good things he's making, trying to make Kenya be more than it is. Kenya don't need me to make it more than it is. It's great. There ain't nobody that ever come here to say that it's not great. So don't get me when I'm here telling you about the country. No, but I'm seeing the people in Ghana are putting out videos about doing business in Ghana. And you can just see that they're only giving you half a story. Like this one lady that actually sat down and did a video because she was doing shea butter, and that's a product that they can find in Ghana. They try to export it, and it's very difficult. But during the time that she's doing the explanation, I can know from my experience with Africans here. Outside, go. Hey, what you want to put the tablet? Yeah. You got a bath? Oh, you brought me a spoon. Thank you. Here. And I can go by the experience I've had here in Kenya and just see that, okay, there's parts of it that she's not saying. Like when she said that she needs locals to go, you should take a local, and locals will try to take advantage of you. She was saying she wanted to buy some shoes, and the local charged her a high amount of money. And she was like, "How could the local figure out?" Because she's born in London, but parents are Ghanaian, so she's trying to fit in. So she goes into the market and she tries to buy some shoes, and then the guy gets her with like the price of the shoes like 5 times the amount. She knows in her own experience that this is too much money, but she can't figure out how the guy can figure out that she's not a Ghanaian because she speaks the language and everything. So she talked to the guy, broke him down, and then the guy said because her hands were smooth, he could look at her hands and see that she wasn't working in the farmland, so he knew she must be from outside. And so he just gave it a high price because she thought she was getting by, and that guy was, examining her well. And that's what people do. Imagine if you're just a person, you never finished school. You just work at a market. You got a little small shamba. Every day, your job is to bring in your little few fruits and lay them on the ground and spread them out. Get your little chair and then sit there and then let people come in and ask you what the price of it is. Now that's your job. Now what you gonna do? You're gonna nobody puts the paper on the wall next to things saying these mangoes go for 30 bucks. No, they rarely do that because they can negotiate, especially when there's tourists in a tourist area. And so it becomes a challenge to sell a 30 shilling mango to a foreigner for 300 shillings. And I mean, that's big money for them. So don't blame them. That's just the way life is in Africa. You just got to know how to take it. They did me like that. And then I was like, okay, the game is on. And so they see me coming, walking up to the thing. And before I even get close, I know how to look at what I want, turn around, look the guy dead in the eye. Gappy, how much is that? Look him dead in the eye, then he's gonna tell me the story. Then I can know right there that I know. I have, but on my side, I already have a price in mind of what I'm gonna pay. I'm not so stupid that I don't even know the price of things, And if I don't know the price of things, then I don't really want to try to get in. I'm at a disadvantage in the bargaining thing, So sometimes you win. Sometimes you get a really good deal. Sometimes you don't win. Sometimes the thing looks so good, you gotta have it, and the guy charges you like that. And so my point, not to drift off thing is that the Ghanaian lady was doing a TV show saying about doing business in Ghana, and she was bringing out these points, because she was not being completely honest on how and why these things are done. You know, so from my time in here, I can see from the perspective I have sat down, ate with, talked with, and interviewed dozens of these type of individuals that work in the market, and I have friends that work in the market. I have students that work in the market, so they all know and they all explain to me the situation when it comes to somebody that's from a foreign country coming into the market and coming up to them in nice clothes and shoes. And if it's a Mzungu, my God, how much is that mango? That's 1,000 bob easy, And so it's like that. Some market guys will rather miss a sale, a high price sale to a Mzungu, than to sell it to the Mzungu at the normal price they're being sold. How can he come to my country and he got all this money and he won't give me only 30 bob for a mango? No. So it's like that. Anyway, so the main point of what I was saying is that, I want to try to give you the full picture as usual. Something that you don't, I can't say you don't get that, because I've now heard content providers tell you people, I give you the real, I'm not sugarcoating it, blah, blah, blah. But sure enough, like I said, Voice Lydell is there already talking about Africa like he's been there for a long time. And that's unfortunate, because a lot of followers are going to listen to him and then do based off what he says. And he knows this. You need to spend a lot of time here. You can't just come to Africa without having some sort of plan of action. It's a waste of your money to come right around here and waste your money coming to Africa. And you do nothing but hang around at the hotel, go to some nightclubs, and then you go back home and you go, wow, I was in Africa. Well, what happened? And then what? Nothing. So that's why I'm saying we're putting together the martial art trip, and in parallel with that trip, we're having a Kenya business trip, where you people who have never been to Kenya for the first time, when you're ready to come, you'll come with us in April 2020. We all come as a group, and then we will have an exploratory trip to Africa. Moden, there you go. S-Man, morning, guys. My two administrators or moderators. So that is, this is what I wanted to point out today. After being in Africa for so long, I've been doing all these trips. I know what would work, but this is not like a fun trip. Today, we're talking serious things here. And so for you guys that have been thinking about coming to Kenya, this trip was for you. And we're not trying to make an extraordinary thing. You're going to find that the price of our trip is like half the price of some of these other trips. Like a Ghanaian trip is like $4,000. That's ridiculous. What we're going to do is give you the most comfortable ride, put you in a basic medium hotel. If you want to go higher in class, you can do that. And, the trip is going to be an economic trip, economical stay, but it's flexible enough for some of you who want to try to go to higher standards. It's going to be set for 7 days, but for some of you that want to stay longer, you have the open ticket option where you can stay longer and go back when you want to choose. So if you're ever talking about coming to Africa, then and Kenya, this is the trip for you. You won't be more economical. If you don't know anybody here, you know me, you know all the other people that are going to be here. You want to know about the Kenya economy. Can I live here? Can I go put my kids in school here? What type of businesses are there, and let me see them and touch them. Let me see one operating. Let me talk to the owner. This is the type of trip that I'm putting together, and it is full of information, but at the same time, there's going to be lots of fun to do at the nighttime. There's going to be lots of free time for you to do whatever the hell you want to do. You got free time. But at the end of the day, when you pay a little money for this trip, it's going to give, you're going to go back home with information that most people don't have. And I don't mean talking to the Uber driver or talking to the people in the taxi cab driver. Tell me about is there any other blacks here? You know, that guy driving, that's what he does for a living. He sees tourists every day. You want to be with the real Kenyans and learn and see that if this thing is real or if it's not real. You know, now I can do that because I'm very confident that the opportunities that are available in this country are many. You know, I'm opening up all these areas that you may not never see before. The transportation area, I know people that's in transportation. Food area, food business, I know people that's doing food business, and I'm going to introduce them to you. My friends are going to become your friends. And hopefully, if you're smart, you'll start to network, which is what you have to do. And then you'll get a hold of that wonderful Kenyan hospitality. You'll make friends, and hopefully you'll get some business partners. We'll educate you on how so you can't come here with the same mindset as doing business in Kenya, like you would do in the United States. Oh, if I open up a chocolate donut shop, people gonna run to it. No, Kenyans won't go for that. So you need to learn the market first, and then from there you'll see that there's opportunities in how it can go about. Before you make a life change situation, don't do that. Don't come and say, okay, I'm going to Africa and you've never been before. You see, you don't even know if your mind is going to let you come to Africa. Because it's all about your mind. And the white man's propaganda machine has got us in turmoil, got the brain in turmoil. Some of you got like a little bitty transistor system in the back there that's just gonna listen to all this thing. I want to go. But as soon as you start like, let me go buy my passport. It shock you, and then like a little chip in your back of your head that won't let you make any action towards going. Now, some of you got like 3 part-time jobs. You can't get away, and you're figuring out how to do that. Take your time. I'm not talking to you now. You have to get your situation changed. This is the whole purpose, is to get away from that kind of hustle and stress. Here you are, you got 2 part-time jobs, you're running, you're trying to get to one job, you stop, get you some food because that job don't have food on the job. You got to bring your own food. So you pull over to the curb, go into the market, and come back, you got a boot on your car. Or you got a traffic parking ticket on your car. And you're like, damn, the system just not going to give me a break. And that's what the system is doing. It's running. I mean, the American system is so bad now. It just looks out for you to make a mistake. And the sad part is they don't even have to have a policeman there now. They just got a video camera. So you go to court, they just like, here you go. That's you. Nah, that wasn't me. So I gave somebody my car. Oh, they already got you covered. Too bad. The car is registered to you. You the one we're going to come after. And there you go. That kind of life is ridiculous. If you're living in a major city, you know what I'm talking about. The stress levels is too much. I mean, drive your car. They got you. Everything is just money. And you just find yourself fighting for how to get ahead, and you can't really get ahead. Meanwhile, their solution, the system solution, is to allow you to get more debt so that you can be more debt. And that we're putting together a trip. See me in the comment section, messenger me on Facebook, and If you think you're going to be able to get away from and be able to do that, then voila. That is the key. That is what we're doing. Now, some of you that don't know me well, you've never seen me, you go through my records, you'll see. This is not something that we've not done before. But this is going to be a really great trip. And I know I'm losing a lot of people. I could come on here and give you like the great tour of the big thing and all of that, but I'm just not that type of person, as you probably can see. I'm not the fun-loving type of selling you on something that is, overselling you on something. No. We have been through much. We have been through too much of that. So I'm saying, you planning on coming to Africa? If you went by yourself, you'd probably pay a lot of money. But if you join a group, you probably can get a better deal on your plane ticket, better deal on your hotel rate. You can be around other people, which will make it phenomenal. You can go with other Black Americans, and you make friends with people, make new friends there, plus make new friends in Kenya. That's what it's all about. And then maybe you watch while somebody else makes the transition, and then you go back home in a rat race, and then you get a call. And they saying, "Here, man, take my hand. I'm gonna bring you into the motherland, and we're gonna work together in business." Wow, that's what it's about. But we lost that because in America, it's all about me. It's all about me. Close the walls around me. Don't have friends. Don't talk. Don't socialize, and it's killing us. So if you agree with what I'm saying and you support that idea, let me know, and we'll continue to give you more information about the trip. I'm going to put the link in the description. I have it where weak channel. Okay, we're getting that slow connection. So anyway, this is the information for the site. I told you the channel is about action, and that's what we're doing. We have been arranging this martial art trip to Kenya for April 2020. For the it's not nothing new. We've done this before, and I think that for those of you that are saying that you really want to come, you won't get a better opportunity to come with people who really understand the situation where you're in, and as well as knows the situation on the ground like I do. And I'll put all my expertise to help guide you through as much as you want me to. Some of you won't want me to. Some of you, like little children, you need to run and fall. I saw my little 2-year-old the other day walking, playing. She's gonna slip and fall, but I had to keep my mouth quiet because she got to learn it, And then there she was, whoop, pow, daddy, daddy, you see. So you have to sometimes you just gotta let them go, because you can tell them all day long, don't touch, watch out. But then until they fall and see for themselves the pain, that's when they realize, okay, let me listen to daddy. But as far as saving you on the trip and saving you a lot of time, I'm not here to take your money and take you on some wild goose chase in the bush. Look at they go to elephant, they go a zebra. That thing costs you $600. So I'm not for that. You can now, if you got the $600 and you want to see lions and tigers and bears, I can direct you. I got a friend, he's begging me. He got a camp in Voy, and it's just like you walk out your door and there's 30 giraffes. He went, I'm gonna put me on there and let them come to my trip. The situation is not so economic, for fun. It's some of us. It's for it's for business, saving us money down the long line, and that is where we'll be going to explore Kenya more than you would on a normal tour. But you're going to go into different areas, different types of classes of people, see, and not just like walk through the neighborhood, but sit down with people learn. Okay. So I think I've touched on these things. I think I've asked you guys to support the channel. We don't have regular super chat here because uh, it doesn't really work in Africa. And then on top of that, they want 30% of the money that you send goes to YouTube. And we try to bypass that with our own super chat, worldremit.com, and then send the money directly. You have now invested in an African concept. You know, it's not like I'm in the United States and then you send me and then I'm gonna go to the, you know, Popeye's chicken and buy a sandwich with the money. No, it's gonna be here in Africa and supporting our great ideas. Now, what's gonna happen next is on the website that we created. I think that's the website, hopefully. And on the website, we're going to have a database there set up, a form where you can put in the information about yourself, and we'll be using that as a growing link to connect people to businesses here in Kenya. So in the next couple of shows, if you guys support this show, I'll be creating that form. You put in the information about what you want, your dreams, your aspirations, all of that. It's only going to be seen by me, and then I'm going to take a look at it and connect you guys with different Kenyans like that can say, okay, this person would be good to meet this person. So I told you we're all about action. And that's it. I mean, when are you going to coming to Ghana? I got a lot of work here in Kenya in the next 2 years. Like I said, I got multiple businesses that really keep me busy. And then on top of that, I'm working on trying to open up the market in DRC Congo in Kinshasa. And you know, Kinshasa is the second most populous city after Lagos for blacks. So right now, Ghana is not in my target radar for anytime soon. And I think people get the wrong impression when I talk about comparing Ghana with Kenya. And you know, it's not like that at all. It's just that if I saw some people going into a beautiful lake and I know it's quicksand, what should I say? You know, I read a report. No, I've heard of a report that's out that said that Ghana this year made $785 million off of the year of return. So I don't know how true it is or anything like that. And I'm only saying it because you asked me this question about coming to Ghana. I wasn't even going to talk about it. And that is money that if it doesn't translate into giving black people businesses opportunity in the country where they can survive, then they're going to have to get back on the plane and go back to America. And then pocket's going to be empty because part of that $785 million is part of that money they contributed to that. And what did they get in return for the return? You know, I'm not all about that stuff. I'm talking about you getting an apartment, the rent being paid by you with a secure income, that's a monthly income that can pay for that, establishing yourself, getting contacts, having business opportunities during the day, going out, finding out you can make money in Kenya, and then doing that, and then at night secure yourself a family. Because what else is there for? Well, you know, after you do all the business and everything, then what? You're gonna need those little youngins there for you men in your 30s and 40s and 50s. Yeah, you need to plant that seed in Africa. Don't create babies in the United States. Look what they're doing to our black girls now. They're disappearing, and it's even too much to the point where it's got to be talked about, even though they've been trying to hide the facts. I mentioned this the other day, and here it is. Now it's all over the place. Black girls have been disappearing. Black men, of course, been disappearing in America, and you just don't. I mean, you're not gonna let you. People don't understand why I'm saying you. I'm talking about it. You and I are talking about it this moment, but no, when it happens to you, let's say it happens to you, and it happened to some people here, you just don't talk about it. You know, and there you tend to get into the suffering once again. So I'm saying if you're ready to escape, this is the channel for you. Not the boys like those, blah, 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 blah. One day it's this topic, next day not to, you know. Not to Diane Samir or, you know, come join us at the Prince in Nigeria, go to the backwaters of the back countries of Nigeria. No, I'm talking about realization of what you do after that. Yes, sir.
Yes, how are you? Fine. You are here.
I'm standing right in front of you.
I know you.
Mm-hmm.
I know you.
Okay. I got a customer.
So, nataka msaada kidogo. Naomba nije hapa.
Oh, don't speak some English for me.
I told to come here.
Uh-huh. You have to come at the time when the deputy is there.
I have come in the morning.
Now, you see the deputy?
So short. Are you going to assist me?
I don't know what you need from me. What do you need? You got to get the stamp for the deputy. Go tomorrow, see the deputy when he comes. You know this. I don't know why you're walking in here with that paper that don't have a stamp on it. I can't help you. You want to see the deputy.
So I just come
Uh-huh.
with this phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place I have.
What do you need? You need a UPI number, or you need, what do you need?
I need to show the phone where the school is supposed to fill some information. Okay. Because I've been here, the deputy has even given me the living certificate.
Yes.
Okay. But now this form needs to be filled by 8.
Come tomorrow. The deputy has gone for the day. So I can't help
any
you.
Other teacher.
No, I'm not a teacher. Yeah.
And you don't have the official rubber stamp?
No, I don't.
You don't have the official rubber stamp?
I don't have, deputy has.
No, I'm asking you, you have the school's rubber stamp.
And I'm saying, all that is with the deputy. That's why I'm saying, come when the deputy is here. You have to come when the deputy is here. Okay, so I see that that's just. Okay, call him. Let me see. Let me get into the chat line. I got a parent here that keeps thinking, no, I'm the answer to all his dreams. No, Ghana got the culture. Culture can't feed your children. Can culture feed your children? It can't feed your children. Can Black African Americans get Kenyan passports? Yes. Kenya has dual citizenship. Why are Americans always talking about passports? Why are African Americans always talking about? I don't understand why they're talking about passports either. I don't understand that. Deputy. Okay. I'm here in the computer lab. It's at the end of the day. A parent has come. He has in his mind that I'm the one to print something for him, and I don't print without this. I can't print without the stamp or the deputy or the head teacher. So he's calling the head teacher, and I trying to convince the head teacher to make me do something that I can't do. So we're waiting to see. Can African Americans? Yeah, they can get a passport. Kenyan passport because they can get dual citizenship. But why would you want that? The American passport is still very powerful and accepted throughout Africa, where Kenyan passport has limitations. Why are yeah, so that is the issue of that. But you see, you're okay. Okay.
You have the rubber stamp here.
This is not a rubber stamp. The man has told you, I have told you this, just pencils. So anyway, I handle so many hundreds of people at this desk, and you will see a unique, person come in here, and that was it. But I've been doing this for many years, so they can't get past me. Why are Americans always talking about passports? You know, the paperwork situation in America is different than what it is in Africa. Africa is not that serious. And like I said before, and when I say that the paperwork is not serious, blacks that's not true. Because all your life, your whole life, even when you was a slave, everything was paperwork. And the way America controls us is through paperwork and computers. So when you come to Africa and somebody tells you, a policeman pulls you over to the side, and he's like, "Who are you?" And he don't have no clue. He can't get on the phone and say, run a check on this number, this person. They don't have that kind of capability here. It's really not necessary because we're not in the business of hunting people down in Africa. The police are not in that business. You know what I mean? They just see a crime and they deal with it. You know what I mean? They ain't trying to you jaywalked, but now I see on you got like 5 parking tickets. Oh, you got now you gotta go to jail, and I'm gonna get credit for taking you to jail. And then you can't bargain with it. So Africa is a lot different, but that's what we're gonna do. That's what we discussed. That's what we'll see on this trip, because we'll even have you interviewing with a policeman at the police station, and you sit down and see, talk to them and see just where is all of this information that people are saying about Africa coming from. Manufacturing what Africa needs. Now, manufacturing situation is going to change in the next few months. Next year. It's going to change, and it's going to change in a big way because they're lowering the borders. I think you heard the Nigerian president saying he's going to have visa on arrival for all African countries. People say that's a big deal, but really it's supposed to be no visa whatsoever. If you're an African, you can just go to Nigeria and go back to your country and go in and out without any problem. That is where they're headed to. And when I can manufacture roller skates in Kenya, and then it become a big craze, roller skate is big in Nigeria, it'll be like made in Kenya, but I can ship them all into Nigeria. And by the way, a roller rink would really do well in a populous country where people just have idle time. Now in Kenya, people are conservative, and then they're always busy trying to make money. But at some point, they always when do I relax? And what do I do to relax? There's nothing like those kind of things here. And they don't know nothing about roller skating, roller rinks, bowling alleys. They don't have that concept. But there's money enough now that can do those things. And I'm saying that there's money in leisure. Now, Kenyans in the last 5 years have been talking about leisure is drinking. Open up a bar, and the bars can do good business. But what other? People get tired of drinking. People don't want to drink all the time. What's the next thing they can do for leisure? Pass time for a couple hours a day. Something fun and relaxing. I can socialize. These are things like a roller rink really do. If I got somebody got some big money ready to invest, I'm telling you, we can open up a roller rink, put it in the right spot, and we can make a killing. Especially when you talk about children in the roller rink. Oh, that's just gonna be off the chain. Kids, don't come into it thinking that you're gonna clean up the market. You're gonna charge 5,000 shillings for one round around the ring. That's what foreigners usually do. They make that big mistake, and they start marking up their concepts and their business plans using large sums of money. And the conservatives is like, I'm not paying all that money. You got to start small and then work your way up based on the demand and the desire of the people. You can't overcome them. You can't fight them. You can't out-trick them. They won't visit your shop, and then because your prices is too high, and then you get a stigma, and then you be bad off. Martin Miller, I'm more of an investor. That sounds like a great idea. Okay, you can get with me because I have a projector here, and I have a bunch of on the screen, and they was all eyes, like, how does that work? How they have no real clue. But I'm saying right now, young people, especially in Mombasa, are sitting in the house, sitting in the shade, just communicating, talking to each other. You see, they want to go somewhere, but they might wait till like 3 or 4 o'clock, and then they go shop at the local market. That's their idea of socialization. Now, the other part of that is simply go to the beach. For the people in the coast area, they will travel, and the beach is like packed, you know. But then what are you doing at the beach every day? You know, just looking at the ocean, swimming a bit, then you get tired. But something like a roller rink that got the music for the latest Kenyan music, and people can, you know, you can watch the people do all kind of tricks and dancing, and then, you know, you can actually socialize. Wow. And just take money of investment. White people are not liking to invest in those kind of big leisure activities in an African country unless they can make big money right off the way. So they'll come, they'll create it, but they'll overcharge. The key is to make it a long-term investment, and you can make a lot of money. Now, I got 100 of these ideas, and right now I've got one Black American. He's in Kenya now. He's in Machakos. He's going to be meeting with me next week, I think. And he has already invested in one of my businesses, and we're going to sit down and hit more. But this channel, I don't know how I have to keep repeating it. I'm telling you, I didn't come to this channel to give you stories about look what they did to us. Oh, 2 policemen shot this poor black guy. Look what they did to him. Oh, 2 women were called niggers while they was walking down the street. Look what they did to us. These kind of stories. I'm sick of that. I'm tired of that. And I don't want to have that same type of channel. I can give story after story every day in America of what Black people are going through. And everybody will be looking at the shows like, what? Oh, that's terrible. Oh, 5 people were shot. Oh. But I wanted to say, look, let's talk about investment in modern Africa, where you don't have all kind of stories, where your kids can go to school and be safe every day, and you have to go through metal detectors, guns, looking for guns and drugs. You know, it's a hardship. And we need to stop faking like we're rich. You know, that's the worst thing you can do. You can be in America like you think you got money, and you know you're struggling. Those are people I'm talking to. I would think like my people that listen to this channel are people that get that point. So if you think the roller rink idea is another great idea, hit me up in the comment section. I'm going to be putting in the link when you guys support the channel. Here's that picture. Support the channel, and we're gonna open. I'm gonna give you the link next time you see me. I'll be giving you the link on where you go to type in your information. That's going to be for the Black peoples for modern Africa, and yeah, I think the website. If you are interested in coming to Kenya and doing an exploratory trip where you can actually touch all these situations, we can actually look at areas where the roller rink can go. We can stand there and imagine it together. We can talk to the people walking by. They got people that's roller skating here. They're roller skating up and down on the street. They ain't got no roller rink. But if we can focus our little bit of money that we have, get an investor, and then you got me here. So nobody gonna rob you, make you pay for a roller rink that's gonna triple the charges on you. I won't. That's not gonna happen here, because you got a brother here that's been here 20 years. So you get a foreman on the job, and he started talking about you gotta pay each piece of wood costs $500. I'm right there, bro. I'll be looking at him in his face like, bro, what's up? Where you figure? Do you want to be a foreman, or you just want to be somebody that's going to try to take people's money? Then he look at me like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'll say, okay, well, you need to get with the program, because we're not about to go and play. Let's treat the Black people like they white people in Africa. No. And I say we can do this and get it done. So that is the experience that I bring to the table. Many of you're far from that. some of you guys have seen me. Some of you long-time investors, supporters of this channel have seen like, okay, Amoni is true to his word. Everything he said he's gonna do, he's doing. So imagine you got somebody like that, and that is what we're doing. So yeah, let us do it. I would like to come to Kenya. Can someone say how much for a guest house for 30 days? You said that before, Omar, and I'm like, okay, there's a guest house, and I'm gonna get myself in trouble because this was like 2 years ago. There's a guest house. It's very nice. Well, it's one bed, a big off desk table, shower, toilet, just like that. One bed, one toilet, and a chair and a desk. That goes for 800 shillings a night. That's just a room. Not like it's like Motel 6. Is Motel 6 still there? It's like that. So that's like $8 a night. That's $8 a night. And it's not on the main road, so I have to like show you, and you'd be like, "Oh, this is nice." I'm like, "I know it's nice, but it's for the locals, but it's nice." You see, you would never know to get that. You try to be you think you'd be slick talking about I'm going on the internet, and then they catch you coming from far. Let's get those good things. Yeah.
Can I see a rubber stamp?
You got the stamp?
Yes.
You have it?
Yeah, I have it. It's on the email.
Well, don't tell me. I'll only take it if it has a stamp. But who puts
Can
it?
I put here?
This one guy. One guy. That's okay. You see, that's Africa. Now that's a security guard. Somebody that went to the security guard and told him, "I'm gonna give you some coins, and you can see if you can get me the printout from that guy." And it's like, even if I give it to you, you still gotta get it done by the deputy. So, but anyway, that's business in Africa. Security guys, good guy. So let me read this comment. African Americans can do well in music industry in Kenya. This is a sector which is growing. Clement, and you know that, man. I'm telling you, the music we got, even though our soul music, even though it's out, if we came here and started playing, you'd be off the chain. People don't realize that they get major concerts with thousands and thousands. The ones you see on the white people in Europe. On an outside concert, and thousands of people are standing there cheering at the stage. They got that here in Kenya. How you gonna have that? Young people populating everywhere. So it's just that I don't really see. I gotta go look for it. I'm not really into the music side of it as far as I think, but it is big business, definitely, and it pays well. Many Black American artists are coming here. Yeah. So. That is the case. Send money. Can I use my credit card? Omar, I think this is it, buddy. Whether you use your debit card or your credit card, it should be okay. Everybody's been able to struggle through this. It's 9 digits here, just like this. So time, but then after that, it becomes very easy to do that. And you invest your money in Africa. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I'm going to Mustafa Muslim man. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Grandmaster, how are you doing? I'm not feeling so well. I've still got a little bit of sickness, but I'm a lot better than I was a few days ago. I went to Nairobi, and I was really under the weather there. So I'm gonna try to keep this going just a little bit longer. Hold on. You can see me, but I can't see you. I'm doing a computer thing for this guy. 3, 4. Brian. Okay. I was here online and they'll have me working. Even though there's no other, everybody else has gone home. Oh, can you see anything? These guys. So, say hi. Okay. Say hi. Yeah, they're looking at you from here. You can't see them. When I was with the guy, we could see each other. Why is it not printing? Oh, because I'm online. Okay, so we Islam Lincoln Islam, we blacks need you to stay healthy. You are the bridge to Africa. I'm gonna die, bro. That's what I'm saying. People looking at me, I'm gonna send that guy any support. I support him. I'm 60 years old, man. You think I'm gonna live forever? I'm looking at Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X. No, I'm sorry, Dr. Henry Clark, people who was alive when I was black conscious. You know what I mean? I was just listening to Dr. Henry Clark talk about the Africans didn't sell black Africans to the white men. And, you know, I realized when I was reading his work, he was alive. You know, Yusuf Ben Yakinen, he was alive, and I was, you know, and then they just die off. And it's like the words are still there, but everybody's going to die. So while I'm here, she can take advantage, you know. Rather than send me the money, Mr. Rod died, then you'd be like, oh, let me send him some money. How that gonna help me? You know, you know, better you support me while I'm alive. I can give you a shout out. I can't do it from the grave, so hurry up. Grand Rising, I have been watching you for a while now. Definitely thanks for the info, and I want to move to the continent. Well, then you should take advantage of our Kenya trip that's coming up, because you won't get a better deal. You won't get a better deal coming here. And anyway, I'm going to have to get off here because now these customers are definitely big. And so let me come again, if I can, later tonight, and we can finish this great talk. But the whole purpose of this show was to give a shout out to Doron Tate, Shaid Mohamed Hafidh, Brian Gulley, Kenyatta Hattie, Ashley Loren, Reberta Green. I want to see Reberta Green. She sounds like she's somebody I should see. But thank you for the support, and for you new people, thank you. And try to support the channel. I know you have to take a selfie of your face for worldremit.com, but after that, it becomes easy. I noticed China is investing in Ethiopia and Kenya, but not in West Africa as much. Why is that? The Chinese are investing all over the world. Okay, it's not like they got a target for Africa. No, they're doing business with India. Of course, you know they're doing big business in the United States, Canada. They're going around selling the fact that they can build these infrastructure projects, and it's a lot cheaper than what the United States was doing. So when people start focusing on Chinese are all in Africa, that's not. They in 40-something different countries all around the world. They're doing big business. You've seen the Silk Highway from Russia to China. They done built a pipeline from Russia to China. So don't focus in on Africa. Just think that the Chinese are a superpower, and they're helping us, where when the United States had the same opportunity, they failed us. The IMS and World Bank failed us. So let me just delete that and try again. This thing is not going to. Okay, thanks, brother. I'm having a tour on platform. I want to support you, and I will support you. I have to learn how to send travel to Gambia, but I rent a guest house there for like $600. They saw you coming, and I remember you, Omar. I think if you're the same guy that was in, they see you coming. That place is too small. That's why I'm telling you. If you go to Ghana and you go to there, it costs you more than if you was in Kenya, because Kenya's not focusing on anybody like black people coming into the Gambia or coming into the country. They're not targeting us. These small African countries, they see us as cash cows. You know, $785 million into Ghana's coffers is not a joke. Black people are spending their hard-earned money just to come for like a vacation. And I'm telling you, my trip is not going to be like that. If you're coming just to have fun, okay, you can go on any kind of tour. But this one is about, let's see, and to a point where we can compare modern Africa with what the United States has been giving us. Hamilton, how are you, man? I wanted to open an automotive training institute. It's productive. Africans is just, as far as training, you teach them, they're gonna take the course, one of them, and then that guy gonna teach 50 people outside in the parking lot next to your school. So training institutes for automotive, they do hands-on. They just pick a guy. This thing is broken, man. And then that's what he does. So I'm gonna get off the line now. We're already over an hour, you don't like that. But if you need the information for supporting the channel, here it is. And please hit me up in the comment section if you understand what I'm talking about. And opening it up for African Americans coming to you from modern Africa, Kenya, Mombasa, where I spent the last 21 years doing the research and the due diligence to say that modern Africa is the right place to be for Black people today. Peace.